Hello and welcome. We're at the track covering the Sport of Kings. Coming up, the Mere Nuclear Power brilliantly goes one better than her 2019 Santa Rosa Park runner-up finish in Trinidad and Tobago. In Jamaica, after an on-again, off-again story, racing returns to Caymanas Park. And the winners keep rolling in for the Barbadian trainer, Saffie Joseph Jr. at Florida's Gulfstream Park. Our opening story comes from TNT.
A crack field of 8 in the starting gates for the US $14,700 Santa Rosa Dash. Horse of the Year Juice Man, the 3-horse, takes his chances here in a tight sprint. He is the 9-5 second favourite with regular jockey Ricky Jadu aboard. Number 5 General JN is 5-1, 3-1 for Stewart's Cup and Sands Gold Sprint winner Early Bird, the 6-horse. And the 5-year-old mare Nuclear Power is the even money favourite. Number 8 Pose for a Course, the Santa Rosa Dash winner 2 years in a row, 2018 and 2019, not fancied here at 21-1 after 6 consecutive unplaced finishes since her win last year. Here's Nick Chady's race call.
And they're off. Good start. And it's Early Bird who immediately assumes the lead here, but Nuclear Power is right there toward his outside, and here's Whisper Light to take over now. Whisper Light with a narrow lead. We come back to Spoken Wheel, who's running in fourth. Posa, of course, is up and on the pace, a close-up fifth. Moves up a spot there. General Jan is a close-up 6-2, gap of 4 lengths to Juice Man, who's under a ride, and Set Sail trails the field. The pace is a quick one. Set now by Nuclear Power and Early Bird. They hook up with 3 furlongs to go. Posa, of course, right there off their flank to the outside. General JN had a brief spot at the front, but now racing in fourth, followed by Spoken Wheel, who is in fifth. Juice Man is racing down at the back there in sixth. Whisper Light was up in front, now down at the back. Set Sail passes that one. It's Nuclear Power in front. Nuclear Power takes the lead and powers away for home. Just over a furlong to go. Early Bird left back in her wake in second. General JN. Spoken Wheel is running on from the back of the pack. Nuclear Power the one to catch. General JN coming on the outside. Spoken Wheel too. Nuclear Power desperately holding on. Nuclear Power!
3-time champion jockey Wilmer Galvez gets really busy here after urgently carving out a near 3-length lead heading to the 8th pole. He has just enough at the end to fend off the late charging General JN under Pravin Badri in the middle and Dylan Kellowan's mount Spoken Wheel on the outside to get the very smart win by a diminishing half length. As even money favourite, Shiva Maharaj's Nuclear Power, second to Pose for a Course last year, is best this time. The grey mare clocking 1 minute 11.63 seconds, going 6 furlongs in a third win in her last 5 starts for trainer Hariram Gobin.
When she picked it up and opened that 2-3 lengths, I saw General. There are moments at the time, but she's a horse who, once you come closer, she goes on it again. She gets going again.
To Jamaica now, where racing happened in front of empty stands at Caymanas Park because of the COVID-19 virus outbreak. The main event, the King's Plate.
Supreme Ventures Racing and Entertainment Limited, with the assurance of no fans and no betting at the Caymanas Park racetrack for the first time in history to conform to government directives against large gatherings. The spectator stands bare and increased sanitization, a stark feature at Tuesday's meet. A make-up for the previous Saturday's scheduled meet that was given the thumbs up initially, then called off by the Jamaica Racing Commission before an agreement to go ahead midweek after all. With the King's Plate as the main event, only 6 starters, but a good field, including the even money favourite, the 3-horse Tuna Ciliata there with jockey Linton Stedman in the red sleeves, green and gold body for his first run since early December. Here is Brian Rickman's race call.
This is the King's Plate. They're off. Crimson, a bit tardy at the start. Tuna Ciliata takes off quickly, goes for that lead. Graydon in the red cap now overtaking horses, and Graydon gets the first run on them. Has that lead down the back stretch and makes his way toward the 6. Sentient moves nicely in second, just a length and a half back. Tuna Ciliata right with Sentient on the rail. Bruce Wayne is 2.5 lengths in behind them. Toward the back, that's Crimson and Princess Annie just the trailer. They arrive at the 5 and run now toward the final part of the back stretch. It is Graydon who continues to set the splits. Tuna Ciliata and Sentient, the main contenders, just in behind as they quicken up now, leaving the half mile. A gap of 6 lengths to Crimson racing up with Bruce Wayne and Princess Annie, although Ridden can't cope. 7/16 remaining. They run toward the final three, and Graydon continues to win the battle for the lead. But here is Tuna Sidiata now slicing into it and occupying the rail run, cutting the corner as they leave the 5/16. Sentient now shaken up for run as the field turned for home in the King's Plate. It is Tuna Sidiata off the rail, just the leader. Graydon looks to have cried enough. Sentient has running to do down against the fence and is now put to the stick. Bruce Sway now asked to explode on the extreme outside, but it is Tuna Sidiata, the rider, having a look over his shoulder there in the final furlong. Tuna Sidiata out in front by 2 or more inside the final 16th. It's Tuna Sidiata and Linton Stedman. Tuna Sidiata proves too good and wins the King's Plate by 3 or more.
I find the race pretty confident. The trainer have more than one horse in the race and one in front, so naturally me just sit off and wait for him for tired, and when him tired me just pick it up from there, so and him is a winner.
The 2019 Diamond Mile third placer and Super Stakes runner-up Tuna Sidiata coming off a 3.5-month break, but sharp enough to outclass the field in a 2 1/4 length win over the 7-1 Bet Crimson, coming on well at the end for second, just ahead of his stablemate Sentient, who had a 3-race winning streak snapped. 1:33 1/5 of a second, Tuna Sidiata's winning time for 7.5 furlongs for champion trainer Anthony Baba Nunes.
We really never drilled him for this race, so we figure it's going to be a long season. So, I know Sentient is a really nice horse, and the truth is I expected that Sentient would give him a real good fight, but he shows that he came out and ran.
In another major headline performance Tuesday, Ian Passad's 3-year-old gelding Double Crown raced his stocks for the Classics with an awesome win in the restricted allowance 7th race. After effortlessly cruising to the lead, leaving the backstretch, the far-striding chestnut racer would take his pilot Simon Husbands to a super win.
3/8 of a mile to run. Double Crown continues to chart the course, leading by some 4.5 lengths. Loose Ball now asked to go in chase as they leave the 5/16. A break back to Suasion, fading off its step in faith, and My Time now remains firmly planted at the back, but it's Double Crown under the hand ride. Simon Husbands now quite still as they leave the 3/16. He has a look behind him in his mirrors. Loose Ball is the only danger at the moment, but some ways to go to catch the leader Double Crown as they're in the final furlong, and Simon Husbands and the Double Crown have it all their own way inside the last 16th, opening up 6, now 7, maybe even 8 lengths at the line, could be even more. Double Crown an easy winner.
Very happy. Always go to win. He's on the classic trail. The field was a little less in terms of competition than we would have hoped, because we really do want to toughen him up a little bit getting into the classics.
A whopping 9.5 lengths the victory margin. The PJK team's Double Crown follows up his 6.5 length debut win over 7 furlongs in mid-January with an even more impressive run. Yes, the opposition weak, but what a performance, clocking 1:33 2/5 of a second, cruising while going just 1/5 of a second slower than top flight Tuna Sidiata went in the King's Plate, and a very pleased jockey Husbands convinced he is on a hot one for this year's Classics, including the Derby.
Definitely going 2 turns, he's going to be a very dangerous horse, because he has a very big long stride, and one of his strides is like 2 of the rest of the horse's stride, and he's very strong with it, and he wants to run all day.
And finally to Florida, where the Barbadian trainer Sapit Joseph Jr. collected his 33rd win of Gulfstream Park's Winter Championship season.
Joseph Jr.'s entry, War Giant, was in front from the off in Sunday's 4th race. Allowance optional, claiming 8.5 furlong run on the Emisael Jaramillo at odds of 9-1, and Peter Yellow's race call captures the front-running victory.
War Giant is the leader. Second is Admire. Gran O'Mara is starting to warm to the task. Gran O'Mara's got a shot from there. Not much real estate to work with in the stretch, though, and he went wide off the corner. War Giant is vulnerable. Admire tries to pick him up, but War Giant still finding. War Giant by 3. Admire second. The others left in the wake of the 2 longest shots in the field. War Giant goes gate to wire at 9-1.
Only big-name American trainers Todd Pletcher and Mike Maker have more wins so far this current Gulfstream Park season than the Barbadian Sapit Joseph Jr. His War Giant, the second from longest shot in the field, does it by 2.5 lengths at odds of 9-1, clocking 143.33 for 8.5 furlongs.
We've been at the track, covering top stories and exciting races in the sport of kings. Check us out again next week.